And I think we're going to do this episode of the Wrestling Roundtable podcast audio only because you can't see us. We welcome you back to another episode of the Wrestling Roundtable podcast. I'm Ryan Hall. I got my boy Dominique LaRue with us, and joining us is the prodigal sister of the Roundtable podcast. I think for only the second time in our history, got Ms. Brandi Scott joining us. And guys, there's nothing to talk about. I mean, we've got, there's a little bit of a show coming up on Saturday with, this Cena guy coming up on Saturday. And yeah, welcome in. Let's talk wrestling.
Hello, everybody. I would like to allow sis on here talk. I just want to say hello. It's 14 more days to the other 3 episodes of Stranger Things comes out. But to get on the topic at hand, yes, we have a lot to talk about pertaining to John Cena, of course, and Mystery Man in all black. And I was just sitting here trying to find the episode that Miss Brandi was on with us, but I think she was on the episode when we first started getting rock and rolling. So
It was.
it's kind of ironic that she was on the early beginnings of it, and now we're on episode 43.
John Cena's career. Look, I came at the right time.
Yes.
Yeah, you did.
See?
Yeah, you did.
Came in the beginning of the pod and the ending of the GOAT. So
yeah,
that's crazy.
See that man on his way out. Show him the door.
Brandy's not a fan.
Yes, if anybody's listening, out of us three, obviously you can tell who's not the biggest John Cena supporter at all.
I definitely can hate what I don't see.
Hey,
yeah.
Well played.
Well played. Touche.
Hey, no problem. I got to come in with some intro music, y'all. We got to have some intro music.
You coming in hot, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Everybody needs an intro music on this podcast now. Come on.
Oh, yes, like our own little theme. We need to have our theme in the back.
Oh, you talking about like a I come in like Mark Henry. Somebody get that kick.
You know what? I'll take Michelle McCool.
I'm coming in like Ric Flair. Come on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I can't not leave my boy Jimmy. I mean, not Jimmy. Jay Uso out and not say I wouldn't come out like yeeting. So. And they do
well, don't get gassed out before we record, though. That's the thing.
There it is.
No.
Yeah. Well, coming up on Saturday. Go ahead.
I was about to say I can at least form a promo that's full of sentences and not a couple of
Damn, son, where'd you find this one? Hey, Jim Cornette has an awesome intro. We need to do it like I don't know if it's Mama did it or what have you, but we need some catchy.
Yeah. Well, yeah, all three of us put our minds together and figure something out.
Well, run it back. Yeah.
Yes.
So we're recording this just a couple days before Saturday night's main event, where we're retiring John Cena. We're retiring John Cena on an episode of Saturday night's main event in the middle of December. And I've got some thoughts about it. I've definitely got some thoughts about it, but it's going to be John Cena against the wrestler formerly known as Walter, even though that's what his mama called him, but Gunther, who went back to his original music, which I was definitely excited about. But, what are we thinking about that match? I mean, I'm a big Gunther fan. I'm a big Walter fan, always have been, but this match ain't doing it for me. It's like I have said on the podcast time and time again, we need somebody who can benefit from this. And, that man is already made. He's already been a, IC champion for over 2 years. He's already made. I'll stop now. Y'all talk. I'll listen.
Ladies first, you know. I'm sure
Oh,
people are tired of hearing me talk every week.
oh well,
So.
Go ahead, Dominique. Uh,
Well, if you're passing the torch to me,
yes.
and as many listeners have listened over the past couple weeks, me and Ryan has always said that with this particular match, it's not it's not your common just regular retirement match that's just out of the blue, you know, like, oh man, John is retiring. Um, this was a tournament setup. So like this is basically like NCAA's March Madness. It's putting all the colleges that you've seen, some are you familiar with, some are you not. But then like you have this Cinderella comes out of nowhere and puts out the number one team, right? And then now they're on display, and now you know about this person, and you run with it, and then you have a kid from North Dakota. He sees this team and is like, "Oh, I was going to Alabama, but now I kind of like uh Syracuse or something, you know, like some type of small school like Troy. I like Troy. I want to join Troy. So like with this particular setup, you know, I've always said Carmelo Hayes. Like that was my number one pick. I always said I wanted him because he was from Massachusetts. You know, we're familiar with him from NXT, but not too many casual WWE fans are familiar with Carmelo. And then also with him wrestling recently, you know, the whole 6'7" thing. So he'd do that in the ring. So that already had kids like behind him, right? And with John, you know, being the GOAT that he is, like with Carmelo winning, it would have been passing the torch to him to be, you know, the next big thing, basically. Like this man has been the first pick of SmackDown. I don't understand why you make him the first pick of SmackDown and then don't do nothing with him. You kind of rub the Miz with them and try to start something with them two. And like all this time you're trying to do something with them. So now you have a perfect opportunity to, and you don't do it. And then, you know, obviously other big stars in NXT that we know, Obafemi, Trick, you know, I mean, the list goes on and on. And none of them have, I mean, Braun Breaker, for God's sakes, like, why is he's not in the match? Like, he's literally a Steiner. So why not use a Steiner in the tourney? But um besides that, I also had feelings on if it was an attorney, which I wish it wasn't, because now it could have been anybody. It could have been Edge, it could have been Chris Jericho, it could have been like just any person. And then the fact that you have this opportunity, like me and Ryan talked about weeks ago, where you had these surprise entries, right? And Nick Aldis or Adam Pierce had drew something, and they didn't say nothing. So that made it more exciting to be like, oh snap, who they got? Who they is they gonna make a mystery person? And it ended up being Dolph Ziggler, no disrespect to him, and well, Zack Ryder. Zack Ryder was probably the biggest pop I got out of myself of like, oh snap, it's Zack Ryder. Like I would have never thought he'd be back. But I mean, it was foreshadowing from Kevin Owens talking to Cody Rhodes in his podcast. So I kind of should have figured that was gonna happen. But Dolph Ziggler, like, you know, not saying I wasn't excited to see him, but I was still kind of like upset because it wasn't Carmelo Hayes. I mean, well, Carmelo Hayes was in the tournament, excuse me. But it wasn't something like if you had a tournament where Bailey was retiring or whatever, and like Paige come up, right? We haven't seen Paige in forever,
Sasha
and
Banks.
exactly,
Yeah.
and like if she was a pop out, oh the pandemonium that would have happened from that. But it was like, oh snap, Dog Ziggler in there, but we didn't expect him to beat Solo. No, like come on, this is Solo.
Oh,
He's the
good
leader of
God.
the MFT. He needs this win versus Nick. I mean, not Nick, the Dolph. So it wouldn't have made sense for him to lose the Dolph. But
Well,
you know, I can go on and on about this and that of the third, but we got Gunther. So he's in there, and I can't gripe about that.
I was
But I
checking
would
out
like-
another podcast, and he
Yeah.
was talking about how The Miz got back into the tournament, and it's like,
Yeah.
that was pretty pointless. That you took somebody else's shine that they could have had because he was able to get back in the tournament. Meanwhile,
Yeah.
vibe I'm getting from this whole aspect is the Lex Luger Express, Luger versus Yokozuna, Hulk Hogan versus the dude from whatever his name is with the horns, on the shoes. So that's the vibe that this whole tournament has given, especially now with the who's facing John Cena.
Yes.
And I don't know. It looks like it's repeated history, but I just really agree with you guys that somebody else should have gotten an opportunity in the tournament rather than bringing somebody back.
Absolutely.
Hell,
Absolutely.
why didn't you bring Nikki Bella back? She's taking up space too.
Oh
So
my
many-
God.
Well, you also put her in it. You also don't get us started on Nikki
Don't get us
Bella,
started. Yeah,
please.
two episodes ago, we were just on a rant about that because it was
Oh
just
God, her
like,
promo was terrible.
oh my
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
I just so want to keep myself from going down that rabbit hole.
Yeah, don't stay out of the light, Dom. Stay out of the light.
Yeah. But it's just, and this tournament was the perfect setup to help SmackDown develop more stars because SmackDown is non-existent at this point. Like to the point where we're having conversations about SmackDown and we can't even think about what happened last week. That's the sad part about it. And I think did Gunther win that match?
Yeah, that's how he was able to. He beat LA Knight.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was the most memorable thing about SmackDown was that match.
Yeah.
And it's sad. Where SmackDown at one point was killing Raw before Raw went to Netflix.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because we was constantly like looking forward to SmackDown and like kind of like, oh, I mean, Raw might be good, or we don't know. But it was all because of Bloodline. And then when you take Roman from SmackDown and move him to Raw, it showed.
And what I was reading from wherever that, it looks like John Cena had opportunity to pick dream matches that he wanted to see this Saturday.
Mhm.
So, I mean, of course, my question is probably did he predict that I was going to face Sheamus, so this was going to be a part of what have you, but then Sheamus got hurt. But also too, did John not want to bring anybody up to do, like, did he have any say so? Could he had any said so? Because he got, denied for all that extra time on, not time off. But you're able to pick Saturday night matches that has nothing to do with you, but you could have picked everything that had everything to do with you.
Yeah, I think he wanted to do the cop out. I just let y'all choose, so it don't be on me at the end of the day. So you can't like bring your hate and heat on me because I'm not the one that picked these matches. I just let WWE pick it. Where,
Right.
like you said, and I mentioned this to Ryan a couple episodes ago, or maybe even last week. This was the perfect opportunity for not only John but Triple H to like just obliviate, to just kill the notion or stigma of they don't want to bring up young talent, or they are the golden shovel, as they will call them. Like they just bury guys. And Triple H is known because of the incident with him and Booker T. And Booker T would go on to say, "Nah, that ain't it." Da, 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 da. But you and Swerve had a big back and forth about that. And I we try not to bring stuff in like that far as like racism and blah blah blah. But when you sit in here and you have all these other big stars and even Braun and et cetera, et cetera. But
Javon Evans.
yeah, you could have put Evans in there. You could I think didn't he fight Gunther in the first round?
Yeah. Yep.
I believe, yeah. So
yes.
and that was a great match. And now to back Bubba Ray, and I totally understand this. Like certain things like that. Okay, like Evans, he lost, but he looked good in that match. And I can't give it to Gunther. He's amazing when he makes other people look great.
He made Pat
And he
McAfee
still-
look good.
He
Oh.
made Pat McAfee look good. Yes. And Evans has went on, and now he's the Iron Survivor or whatever the case may be. So
Yeah.
I get that. But when you sit here and you beat Carmelo, right? He looked good in that match, and then you don't do nothing else with him. You don't have him go for the the U.S. title. You don't have him, I don't know, go to Raw and fight for the IC title. You don't have him do nothing. You just took a L to Gunther, and now nothing. See, and like that's the thing that we've griped about all year. You have to build up talent. You have to put them in situations where they can succeed. And like, I mean, SmackDown is just a wasteland. It's only Cody and Drew going back and forth over and over and over. And then you got, I can't even remember who the tag team champions are on SmackDown. Who are the tag team champions? Oh, that's right. Y6.
Yeah, right.
Who are barely on the show.
And they got beef with the MFTs.
And they got beef with the MFTs. Like, what's up with all these abbreviations for factions nowadays? Like, what are we doing?
Right.
Reminded me of Damage Control, CTRL.
Yeah.
Like what are we doing? What
I
happened
would love
to
for Roman to change something about his because I still read over the counter. I really do.
I mean, I rather be over the counter than quarterback one, and I'm barely even like you're quarterback two. Like everybody, it's funny. it's kind of funny, like
Mommy,
the one girl that works her butt off to be the popular girl, and like she's the flavor of the month just for that month. But then like when old girl comes back, everybody's flocking to her. Like, yeah, you were cool, but we really want this person. You know what I mean? Like we've talked about, Ryan. Like ever since the bloodline situation, like when Cody finished that story, and we was happy for Cody, and then you go on with Cody and the John Cena thing, he lost and this and that, the third. But it was like, was it really? Was we just wanting Cody to win and then like move on and lose and then we go about things, or did we really want Cody to be champion at all? Or we was more infatuated with the fact that he was chasing after that time.
I mean, he finished the story.
You know my feeling about it.
Yeah, he finished the story and it was like, great. Now what do we do with it? And then they just poo-pooed on it. It was like, it's like the old saying of like, the sequel is never better than the original. Like he chasing the story, finish the story. Rocky Balboa, right? He's climbing that mountain, and then he finally reached that mountain, and then it's like, cool. But then part two happens, and it's like, it's not as good as the first because it's like that hunger is gone.
Yeah.
And then he lost to John, and it's like, okay, now he's going back for it. I really wish they would have just take Cody away from that title. Let him go after the world title, right? Build that world title up, and then come back to the undisputed title. Kind of like Roman. Roman had the WWE title. He lost. Then you add the undisputed, not undisputed. The what is that secondary title they called Universal? Yes.
Yeah.
He goes after the Universal title. He builds that up, and then then they combine them two. But the fact of the matter is, he got the Universal title, and he built the Universal title up. He made the Universal title more important than the darn WWE title at one point. Or the Miz, for example, the IC title was straight, but nobody wasn't worried about the IC title when it was just getting passed around like a blunt. Then the Miz has it. He's basically doing his talk, promoing. Yeah, I'm making this title the best, and holding on forever. Gunther, for example, won the title. But the thing about how I feel about when somebody has a title is I rather you do it the Gunther way than do it the Miz way, because Miz a cheat, this, that, and third.
Yeah.
Well, with Gunther, he was just beating people's butt. He was just whooping their tail. He was 5-star matches all the way through. The best match
And
going through, in my opinion, in the main roster was him, Sheamus, and Drew in that triple threat match at Clash in Paris. I believe
That
it was.
good. That was good.
Or Clash in the castle or whatever. That match. It had everything, hard hitting. We Sheamus is still on that quest to get the IC title. Drew and him are best friends, so they was like, they were clashing because it's like, hey, I wanted that title. You knew I wanted that title. And he's like, yeah, I wanted that title too. So it's like they bumping heads, and then you like go to like, hey, I'm the champion though. Why is y'all beefing when I'm the champion? You should be focusing on me. So it was like it was basically what we like to talk about this podcast storyline. Like the storyline has to be in the match to make the match a great meal. If you don't have any storyline, it's just trash. Just like the whole Tiffany and Jay match. There was no storyline behind it. There was nothing behind it. So it was like a filler match. It was I gotta go pee, so I ain't really gotta pay attention to this match.
when you like, you're kind of talking my language, the storyteller. But when it comes to that, speaking of Jim Cornette, he had a great, his theory is the most important reason that a wrestling match succeeds is there's a reason why two people are fighting. The match can be great. The match can be a 5-star classic, flippy dippy kind of match in the Tokyo Dome. But do we have an emotional investment in the match? Do we have an emotional investment in the people fighting in that match? And that, I think, to me, that's one of the biggest gaps in Triple H's booking, because he goes after the big moments, like the big viral moments, like John Cena turning heel for a minute and a half. He goes after the viral, yeah.
I got to get this off real quick. I'm glad that I have both of y'all on today, because when you said flippy dippy, I instantly thought of Ricochet. And
I was hoping you missed that. Damn it.
Rick O'Shea.
Inside joke. The joke between these two is in our wrestling group.
God, I hate him.
Not only do John Cena is the most hatred guy in the group, but Ricochet is very, very disliked in the group. So my good friend
he has a brand
Brandi
new
here,
title in the AEW. Brand new title for what?
yeah, brand new title,
And for what?
and probably ain't gonna have that title for about a good month. He probably gonna be another Sasha Banks, not Mercedes, because Mercedes win the title, but
Right.
Sasha,
Well, she just
it
lost
likes
to
to win and
somebody
lose.
for TBS something. Well, she lost to somebody. She didn't get their belt here recently. But
Yeah, but she got everybody.
Oh no, what you down to like 18 titles now or whatever?
no, she didn't lose the title, but she didn't gain one. So that was the good thing about things. So, yes, I guess.
I mean, the
Potato,
TBS,
tomato, whatever.
the TBS title though, is it really like, oh man, she lost the TBS title? Like,
I don't even know what that means.
it's like she won that title. It got forgotten.
It's
It
the
was the first title
television
she won.
championship. It's very television championship from WCW.
But you know what's
That's
crazy
all.
though? That was one of my favorite. That was one of my favorite titles on WCW. It was the TV title.
Oh, fun fact, I love me some Dean Malenko. What he's like the longest standing or the best one?
Dean Malenko, Arn Anderson,
Oh yeah,
it was kind of the IC title of WWF, WWE is kind of the working man's title.
Yeah, we'll definitely touch that on an episode of just our favorite WCW wrestlers.
As wild as that's where I have to be quiet because I didn't swap channels. I stayed loyal. I stayed loyal like the Undertaker. So I know of a few folks.
I stay loyal to till DX and Stone Cold started causing havoc. So
I mean, for the NWO to basically look like Bad Boy Records, that was enough for me. That was enough for me. Anybody can
Touche.
join.
Yes.
Anybody can join. Well, and I'm
and
agreeing with you guys on the storytelling about it. Like for the longest for Cody, we were like, do it for your dad, do it for your dad. You're gonna do it for your dad. Now you did it for your dad. You need something else to kind of allow us to feel sorry for you about. And that's the one thing I had explained to my dad in regards to like Roman Reigns, for example. He's like, why is he losing? Why is he losing? We have to like him again. Like we have to feel sorry for him. We have to say, well, he keeps losing. So when is he gonna get his shot? He's got to get his shot. So with this Walter and John Cena match, there's not going to be a roller coaster of emotions with it, and that's a good formula for a good match.
I mean, but the roller coaster of emotions is basically for fans outside of us. Just oh my god, this is the last match. Oh my god, like this is it.
Yeah,
Versus you, on the other hand, is like, I mean, good
yay.
riddance, basically. Like, yeah, okay, finally. Thank God I ain't got to
I
see him
mean,
wear them shorts anymore.
Until WrestleMania
well,
42.
I well, I can agree. I can
I'm
agree.
not letting that go, guys. I'm not letting
I'm
that
I'm
go.
gonna agree.
Especially with the
I
story,
am.
the rumor of like, oh, WWE is gonna pull out all the stops. We're gonna have a whole bunch of surprises and blah blah blah. Like I don't want to crash out. I don't want to crash out right now, but like I am getting sick and tired of anybody. Case in point, Triple H, but of like, oh, it's gonna be epic. It's gonna be fantastic. It's gonna be a whole bunch of surprises. Blah 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 blah. Like, just shut up.
Industry shaking.
Just
Yeah,
just
just stop it.
shut up. Just stop it. Just stop it. Stop it right now. Don't say nothing. Just let me watch it, and then it happens. Because if I hear another word come out his mouth about anything being of anything close to an E, epic, whatever the case may be, whatever E word you can think of that's spectacular, that's close to spectacular, excellent. I can't even. I'm so flabbergasted.
Empty. ESPN. Yeah.
Yes. I'm a blood gasket because like I'm ready for. To be honest, I'm ready for 2025 to be over with because from January to now, it's been a whole bunch of up and down, and mostly down. And we've discussed this about that. The Rock has had many L's this year, and the most epic one was him coming out of bad blood and doing the 1, 2, 3. What was that for? You just wanted to come out and show your face. That's basically what it was.
Viral moment.
Moment.
It was the viral moment. That's all it
That's
was.
it. That's it.
It got us talking. Like, what is its
Yeah.
significance? What does that
And
mean?
that's what he want. And I think that's the main thing of Triple H's run as COO is not about us talking about the storyline. It's more of us talking about the moments to talk about versus like with he who will not be named, but his moments were like
Voldemort.
it was more of like moments in it, but it was a storyline with it too.
Couldn't agree
Aha,
more.
question.
Couldn't
Aha,
agree more.
question. Aha,
What's up?
question.
What's
Do
up?
you think do you think that Triple H does this shit on purpose because he's secretly mad that he wasn't the one that Bret Hart was talking about making sweet, sweet love to Vince McMahon? So you're talking about my best friend. My best friend got to do things I didn't. So
Uh,
you
I wish I
know.
could get Bret Hart and 50 Cent in the same room together and let them have a conversation because the most pettiness
Oh
I've ever seen
my god.
out of one
Oh my
man,
gosh.
one in rap and one in wrestling. They can make a movie together and it'd be the world most pettiest man. That's the title of the movie.
It
Ooh,
would be
it's
like a petty
emotional.
buddy comedy. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Ooh, a petty
yeah.
buddy comedy. Instead of a rom-com.
'Cause it's a running joke between us in that group where we'll be like, somebody do a suicide dive. Oh, Bret Hart ain't gonna like that. He already
Uh-uh.
he's cussing up a storm in his house. Goldberg get mentioned on the TV screen, oh, he crashed out.
He
Oh,
he even mentioned the slapping of the leg in that same breath of
Oh
Shawn and
yeah,
Vince.
super
It's like
kick.
it's nothing.
Every super kick
Yeah,
goes up, you slap your leg.
right,
That's not
right.
wrestling. That's trash. That's acting. I remember my day when I used to throw a slugger and actually hit somebody. They out there acting now.
Get off my lawn.
Get off my lawn.
Get off my lawn, you damn dirty kid. Um, but like I
Sorry for swaying you off your topic.
Right.
what topic? Yeah. Like but just kind of getting back to what we were talking about here, and then we'll talk about the rest of the card, which I find quite interesting. But I had, I was not always the biggest John Cena fan, and honestly, I'm still not. You
Agree.
know,
I am too. I'm in that.
but a guy who care like after the post, like from the post attitude era through to today, he's stayed loyal to WWE. He's made the WWE, he's made a fortune in those t-shirts and in ticket sales and and other merchandise sales and those towels. He's made a fortune for WWE. He's carried that brand for over 20 years.
Make a wish.
Why are they having him retire? Make a wish. Thank you. Why are they having this man retire at Saturday night's main event in the middle of December? Make it make sense. You can't.
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
And that will always bother me. And yeah, this may be his final match on Sunday. I mean, Saturday. It could very well be. But the way that he's talking about it, the way that it just seems like there's gonna be like there's another layer that we're peeling off of this onion.
I have a perfect analogy about that. You know how this is a sports analogy, of course, but it's like, how Michael Jordan retired going out on top, beating the Jazz. When he came back and played for the Wizards, it's just like it. It was like it was like great moments in his career when he played for the Wizards. It was certain games that he played, obviously him and Kobe, that was a great moment. All-Star game, that was a great moment. That was one of the best All-Star games I've ever seen in my whole entire life. I still remember that to this day. Um, I still remember the fact that, women were wearing jersey dresses and stuff. And Mariah Carey was out there singing the national anthem. And then Jordan basically tying the game with the fadeaway and they going to overtime. Oh, no. They was going to win off of his jumper, but then something else. But the fact, if you take that moment out of Jordan's career, like the Wizard years, we will always remember the fatal. I mean the crossover, then the jump shot to beat the Jazz for his sixth title.
Mm-hmm.
John Cena. What are we going to remember the most?
Yeah.
I
What's
mean,
what's his crossover?
exactly. It would have been him breaking the 17th. I mean, it would have been him breaking
Yeah.
Ric Flair's at WrestleMania, right?
Yeah.
But you not only tarnish that with that terrible ass. I mean, excuse me, that terrible match. No. He went heel. He went heel at elimination chamber. Then the match, that terrible match. So they had to go to SummerSlam to fix that.
I'm not gonna mention his name. Yeah.
Yes. But the fact of the matter is, the fact that that was basically the dark cloud over John Cena's career. Just like with Jordan playing with the Wizards, that's a dark cloud in his career because it's like you didn't need to do that. Like if he would have just went heel and just went heel, that would have been fine. But then the whole uh what the Rock say? Oh, give me your soul. This, that, the third. Like excuse my French, but Negro, please, come on, bro. Like what? We didn't need the whole "give me your soul" bit. Okay,
Well,
if if
keep the soul thing, but stay healed. You talk so much crap about what you were going to make us live through. You should have not said a word. Let The Rock be your Paul Heyman and retire like that. I'm going to retire. I have no more words for you guys.
well,
But
and
you had
my
so
theory
much to
was
say.
with that whole "sell me your soul" thing was the fact that the matter is we needed Cody to turn heel. You see what's going on with his title reign now? It's boring. It's
Yep.
stale. We're over it. Now, if he would have turned heel, now you have a heel Cody. Now we have what we call him, road, not Homelander, but Roadlander. We would have
Roadlander, yeah,
Roadlander.
Roadlander,
Yeah,
yeah.
we would have
Mhm.
Roadlander. Like with my brother to my right, ethically put it. You have Cody coming in here with his no, I'm about to nice suit, right? Looking like $1 million,
Okay.
kissing
Mhm.
babies, shaking hands, all this other stuff, blah 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 blah. But give him an edge to him. Like everything he's talking about, he's making it seem like he's this, that, and the third. But everybody keeps telling him he's a politician, right? You come out here, you act all this way, but you're a politician, right? You need to look yourself in the mirror. You're not yourself, right? You say you one thing, but we see you as another. Like you're basically full of it. But you don't do that. You basically let Cody keeps being Cody, and it's the fact, and this what gets me this year. And I pointed out to Ryan about this. You had 4 guys in that ring, right? Cody comes out, everybody, hey, oh yeah, doing the oh. Jay comes out, it's like Cody never existed. CM Punk comes out, it's like Cody never existed. Roman Reigns comes out, oh, Cody definitely doesn't exist, and he's the one
Right.
that he beat. Cody beat Roman. That's Cody's point. Cody beat Roman for the title.
Right.
And yet we're more in the TV screen looking at everything that comes out of Roman's mouth versus the quarterback one. You can't
Yeah.
be quarterback one if everybody wants Roman to be in the spotlight. And
That's a
Roman
good point.
keeps saying it. He keeps saying it. He keeps saying everybody wants to come from my spotlight. It's not even about the title no more. It should have been about like title or no title. Roman is the face of WWE. But yet you keep trying to sell us on the product of Cody's the quarterback, he's the face of the franchise, this, that, the third. No, you're not, bro. You Drew Bledsoe, and Roman is Tom Brady.
I used this analogy a few weeks ago, and I'm going to say it again. A good champion needs to stop time, needs to stop time on TV, needs to stop time in the arena. Do you have to have the belt to be that guy? You do not. Roman Reigns, as soon as those drums set on that music,
Mhm.
that stops time in the arena, on TV. Cody Rhodes doesn't do that. Cody Rhodes is okay. Is he coming out in the suit? Is he coming out in his cutoff hoodie? We'll tell if he's, we'll tell which side of the bench he's going to be sitting on.
Yeah.
We don't like we need to do something with Cody. He can still keep the same look. He can still keep the same kind of move set, but give him an edge. Dye his hair black. Come out in black suit, black shirt, black tie. Just come out looking different, acting different. Because right now, this is quickly turning into John Cena circa 2007.
PG era. It's
Exactly.
turning to the PG era. When everybody started to zone out. And it's even getting worse. The fact that the matter is, it turned into the PG era, but then on top of that, we have to pay to literally just watch one night of wrestling. When it used to be, all we needed to do have a subscription that was $10 a month, maybe even five, whatever the case may be. But like Like, come on, man. Like you said, he needs to change something up.
Waiting for Jay
Definitely.
to crash out, turn heel, stay heel, be the new. And then him and Cody can run things. Because I didn't know American Nightmares were nice. Anywho, sorry for Kanye and you guys, but I've got to jump off. I got to go be a parent. It is 9 o'clock.
Good,
So,
my friend. It's been great seeing you. Don't be a stranger.
and won't be. I'll see you guys in the group. Next time I come on, I'm gonna have to report for Buns and Guns Part 1.
I'm gonna hold you to that.
All
I'm
right.
definitely ready for that one.
My
All
dog
right,
pose
Brand.
on.
All
All
right,
right. See y'all next
thank you for
time.
joining us, Brandi.
Yes.
Thank you.
Enjoy. See you
Uh,
guys.
all
See
right.
you.
So just kind of getting back to what we're talking about here.
Yeah.
It can't, we can't keep going along the same direction. We can't keep going along in the same, in the same path. It has to get better. It has to get better with him.
I mean, let me ask you this question.
Yep.
Would you be more upset or would you be more shocked if Gunther was to lose to John? You have the big Rocky Balboa moment. He gets to the rooftop. I'm like, basically, he wins the match. John wins the match, right? He does the impossible. Like he beats Gunther after all that talk Gunther was talking about, he's gonna do to John, and he literally retired Goldberg, but lost to John Cena. And then boom, Cody comes out. Music hits, Cody comes out, just same old Cody now. What we used to. But then, I mean, not to say he does this because I do not want this again, but kind of in the sense of like how John would go into that trance and then like do some diabolical stuff. But what I want Cody to do is come out, be Cody smiling, the same
Right.
ish. But then a dark cloud just happens. Boom. Cody kicks John in the nuts, right? And I mean beats the holy crap out of John Cena to a bloody pulp. And then that's the end of John Cena.
That's the end of John Cena, or
That's
does he
that,
get a
that's
chance
it.
to get his lick back?
Nope. Nope. Absolutely the end of John Cena. Kind of like a Baron Corbin retiring Kurt Angle moment.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it because if that happens with all the love that they're giving to John Cena, with all of the videos and stuff like that that they're giving to John Cena, that would be a messed up moment, and that would be something that could you talk about nuclear heat coming out and coming out the next night on Raw, or coming out Monday night on Raw, and they're going to blow the roof off of whatever building they're in with booze. That would be nasty. That would be some nasty work.
Because that's a obviously that's a nail in the coffin to John's career, but at the same time, it goes back to what we had to go through with the whole WrestleMania 41 thing.
Hmm.
John, you was an idol to me. You this, that, and third. I rode in the car with you. I picked your brain, blah, 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 blah. And then all that stuff we went through the whole entire year with them two. And even you can drop in the whole fact that the final boss had something to do with it. Remember, Cody said that the offer still stands and is still intriguing to him, and he's still constantly thinking about that offer. But what he has to do, he has to sell his soul. And what better way could you sell your soul and taking out the absolute GOAT on his last hurrah? And like you said, everybody's cheering John, everybody's loving John. All those people paid all that money to go see John at Washington, D.C., not Vegas, not Massachusetts, not Saudi Arabia, not nothing. Just some regular, not No disrespect to Washington D.C., but Washington D.C. on a Saturday the 13th, 12 days before Christmas, right?
Yeah.
Kids are all there. Got the clothes. We love you, John. Hustle, loyalty, respect. Blah 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 blah. And then boom, that happens. Do you know the nuclear hatred that will go with Cody everywhere he goes from that moment on if he does that?
Let me add to that, because there's been some rumors that a certain couple is going to be in Washington on Saturday night. After that happens, The Rock comes out, says nothing, doesn't even do the whole tapping his forearm with the chills thing.
Mhm.
Comes out, says nothing. All he does is just holds out his fist for Cody, and Cody pounds it.
Mm,
And they walk
Mm.
back to the back.
that'd be wow.
Yeah,
Now I do have
that would be fun.
something to go on to your theory of the last match.
Right.
So The Rock music hits during the match. Gunther looks like he's about to get the upper hand on Gunther, right? The Rock comes out. Gunther's like, "What the, what are you doing?" Blah blah blah. The Rock bottom Gunther. Now this protects Gunther. Now gets DQ. Boom. The Rock picks John up. He looks John in his eyes. You still owe me. Rock bottom him. Show goes off. The Rock standing over John Cena looking down at him. We're confused, right? This is supposed to be John's last match. This is his retirement match, right? We don't get a winner. So Gunther's safe. John's safe because he technically did not lose. You owe me one. Oh, you still owe me, right?
Right.
We don't get no answer from John. We don't get no answer from The Rock for maybe 2 weeks. Finally, we get The Rock, but he doesn't make an appearance at that show. He does a video call, right? John still owes me for what I did for him to break that record, and I'm going to collect on my time.
Taking my pound of flesh.
Taking my pound of flesh. Where's the pound of flesh? When are we gonna get it? When are we gonna get it? 42. That's it. Boom. Then you set your matchup for WrestleMania 42. Do you know the build up to that? People will be buying tickets now for that if that was to happen the way it happens. TKO would definitely get their value of what they're trying to get from that.
Oh yeah. Oh
Hell,
yeah. And
people from Saudi Arabia are probably buying tickets right then and there, as soon as The Rock is even talking.
I can't wait to see it. I hope it happens. I hope something like that
because
happens.
the way
Yeah.
they talk about it and the way they say all these surprises and blah 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 blah, like that's the only way. That's the only way you could ever make up for like all these. Oh, this show gonna be epic. Oh, this gonna be epic. Oh, we're gonna have full of surprises here and there. No, you're not, because we've been saying stuff on this show for months, and it's came somewhat to that, but never to the capacity of that. We've kind of getting the vision of Rey Mysterio's retirement tour, but y'all don't pull the trigger like my brother has been telling y'all. But eventually we're gonna get back down that road. Eventually, hopefully.
Should have set that up in Survivor Series. You had the perfect opportunity to do that in San Diego.
San Diego, hometown.
Breathe,
But
breathe, breathe. Let's not, stay away from the light, my friend. Stay away from the
yes,
light.
yes.
All right.
We definitely got to get on this topic that needs to be discussed, and
Right.
the mask vigilante, I guess you may.
Oh man. Yeah. Yeah. Let's talk about that, because when that man debuted at Survivor Series, jumping the cage, going out stomping those guys. When he made his debut, we were thinking, okay, is this Austin Theory? Is this, Montez Ford? But then, this past week, he started making his appearance, on regular TV. And apparently this is going to be a thing, moving forward.
Yeah.
And apparently this is also different guys playing this part.
Now, when that was being discussed, when I saw that rumor, thought about it, and I want to run this by you, and I kind of see it. Was it Sunday or Saturday? Saturday, Survivor Series. That was Montez Ford. Monday night,
Okay.
that was Austin Theory, because of the the movement. It was very quick with the super kick, the stomp, and then the way he exit the stage. It was, I mean, excuse me, stage, the cage. It was very quick.
Yep.
Boom, boom, boom. Right. With Monday, he came in, and not to say that Theory he isn't quick either, but he's more bulky based
He is.
than Montez. So it's a lot more explosion, a lot more effort being used to get in and out and do this and that. So the way he sat back in that corner, it was like waiting, and then he just and also Austin Theory and Rey Mysterio has had beef before.
They have.
Austin Theory and Logan Paul have I guess been team. No, I don't know if they've been team, but they've been cool kind of ish, I believe. So he attacked Ray. Montez attacked CM Punk. That's a difference, too.
Yeah. I believe I believed it was Montez Ford at Survivor Series, because Montez Ford is tall, he's got long legs,
Yep.
athletic as hell, and that guy had all three. He had long legs, tall, and he's definitely athletic as hell. Um, this past week, I'm not sure. I thought it could have been Montez Ford this past week, but I don't think it was. I think I'm thinking, you know, Austin Theory has been off TV for a while. He could have put on some more mass. I mean, he's always been a big dude, but that was a big, bulky dude.
Yeah. Yeah. But now the pondering thing in my mind is why? Why is it two different people? Why attack? I mean, I get why attacking CM Punk, but why Rey Mysterio?
And could this end up being like a faction in and of itself, apart from the Vision?
Well, with that being said, I'm glad you said that, because I did mention this to you before we got on the show. Logan Paul never needed to be in the Vision. Logan
No.
Paul is his own entity by himself. He never needed a faction. Just his name alone causes heat in the WWE universe.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then also, why would you join a faction that attacked you? beginning of the night when you was in the ring with CM Punk and
Stockholm syndrome.
you were basically saying I should be getting a title shot. But then you turn around and you help the people that whooped your tail, and then you let another man take your title shot that you so-called felt like you deserved in Braun Breaker. Now, I just caused the light bulb in my head just then. With that being said, could it be possible that Logan Paul is in the vision being a double agent for himself? Braun Breaker gets that title match, right? The beginning of Netflix. I mean, the Netflix anniversary. That match goes on. Here comes that guy dressed in black all of a sudden, right? We think it's one dude. Bronson Reed comes out. Here comes another dude, right? Logan Paul comes out. We thinking he finna help them. Brass knuckle to Braun. Brass knuckle to Bronson Reed. Brass knuckle to CM Punk. Them three standing in the ring. We finally finna get the reveal. Boom. Montez Ford, Austin Theory. We are the new vision.
Ooh, I love that.
Think about it.
Yeah.
The vision started with Seth Rollins, right?
Right.
He got taken out by Braun. Who's the vision now? Because you literally took out the visionary and you have no leader at all. Paul never said he was the leader.
Right.
Bronson never said he was the leader. He just, him and Bronson Reed are just side by side. But there's no true leader. But Paul Heyman has said, Logan Paul has seen the vision, basically. So that's why he joined the vision. But did he really see the vision in them? Or did he actually see a vision he can create himself? He literally has a drink that is sponsoring WWE. So you think this man is sitting here being in a group and he's the third wheel? No, absolutely not.
Absolutely not. But that's also giving Logan Paul a lot more credit than I think a lot of us not so casual fans might want to give him. But I love the idea. I love the idea. But to kind of add to that, do you still think there's a puppet master over all of them?
If it is, it has to be Paul Heyman.
And I think, and that's what I was talking about.
It has to be Paul Heyman. It has to. I don't see anybody else being a puppet master when it comes to that particular group, because it's still at the end of the day, it still centers around CM Punk because he's the world champion. He's the face on Raw. So could Paul be the mastermind? Yeah. That'd be that. And it, once again, it adds more story because it's like, dang, Paul left Roman, played us like a fool to think he went back to his best friend, screwed his best friend over to join Seth freaking Rollins, the advocate. I mean, not the advocate, excuse me, the visionary, the what did he call himself in the Shield?
The revolutionary, the visionary, the
the I was about to say the archetype or whatever, but
architect,
yes. Join him, then screw him with Braun, but then screws Braun for Logan, because Logan, he has a drink that sponsors WWE. He has the podcast. Like, I have a global superstar. I have a streamer turned wrestling WWE superstar, and he's literally bigger than WWE. So why wouldn't I go to Paul Heyman? I mean, excuse me, Logan Paul. Logan Paul, Paul Heyman. The Pauls.
And that maybe opens the door to bring his big brother in.
That opens the door to bring Big Brother in. That opens the door for Dom to leave Judgment Day and go to Logan Paul.
Oh, for the love of God, yes.
Oh, for the love of God, could you imagine that nuclear heat with them two?
Oof.
We already cannot stand Logan Paul on a wrestling aspect. And I mean, maybe outside of wrestling too, but it's it's give or take. But then Dom to just come in and just, oh my God. And then them two get the world tag team titles together. And then he still has the AAA title. And somehow, and I hope this is not the case, but somehow he still has the IC title. He'll be a triple champion. Triple decker Dom.
And if my theory comes out, he could also have Rey Mysterio's mask.
Hey man, we got shut up. We keep getting them too many good ideas.
Tell me about it. Wow. Before we wrap this up here, the rest of the Saturday night's main event is a really good show. Like it's got potential to be really good, and I love what they're doing with the whole NXT main roster kind of crossover.
Yeah.
And I know you had a theory behind what could happen between Cody Rhodes and Obafemi, which, that's money right there.
All right. I'm glad you brought that up. I not even gonna lie, I kind of swayed off from it, but I'm glad we got it back because, okay, so in wrestling terms, we like to say, how could you do a match and both competitors be safe in their credibility in that aspect? So the easiest way is basically a DQ. But it really depends on who's getting DQ'd is the question. Which comes back to me saying that obviously we're gonna get a Drew versus Cody part 3. I mean, it's bound to happen. So in that aspect, I believe that Drew is going to interfere in that match and basically cause Cody to lose to Obafemi. Obafemi never gets the official win, obviously, and like never the pinfall. So the ruler doesn't rule over Cody. That saves him, but still has that meat on the bone of I never got that pin I wanted against you. While Cody didn't necessarily lose, he just, got ganged up on by Drew McIntyre.
I like it. I like it. It gives Oba additional credibility, like you said. And it also does it. Oh my gosh. Excuse me. Thank you. It also doesn't it also doesn't cost Cody Rhodes at all because Obafemi, I've been warning him on the main roster for over a year.
We both have.
That guy is a badass. That guy is a killer. Former Bama track star, by the way, Roll Tide. But that guy's a killer. And I wanted him on the main roster I think ever since WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
But there has to be, that it's always kind of tricky because Obafemi is technically not main roster yet. He's obviously coming, but if you're gonna put him in there with your world champion, with your undisputed champion, you got to do something to launch him into the stratosphere. You got to do something to launch Oba into the stratosphere. And I think that could do that. And I think that could do that because Obafemi could snap, could lose it. I wanted that pin. I wanted to rule over you and then, start destroying things.
And I think this is the launching pad for that because you're featuring NXT guys on a main roster product. And
that's going to have a lot of eyeballs. It's going to have a lot of eyeballs watching.
And I think that's why John wanted that. He wanted the talent of NXT because he's been around it a lot this past year and seen it and constantly sees it and wants to push the product forward. And what better way to push the product forward? And what better way that we've literally have said in our group text and just I think on the show, but I missed the Survivor Series where they had NXT versus Raw versus SmackDown because that Survivor Series was by far, in my opinion, one of the best launching points for the talent in NXT because that Survivor Series, just about all the NXT superstars that was in that PLE won, but I think the main event, I think Keith Lee had lost to Roman Reigns, if I'm not mistaken. But the fact of the matter is that put eyes on NXT talent. That was the black and gold version of NXT. And ever since then, those talents, besides the Adam Coles and the Keith Lees and the et cetera, that went on to go to AEW, some came back, but they put eyes on that talent to make people like be aware, like, oh, these guys are serious. Like, who would have ever thunk that Rhea Ripley would beat, I can't remember who was the other two women in the match. I think Bayley was in it, and I think Sasha represented Raw or somebody, but just her beating them or just that in particular. So if you're not gonna go that route, what better way to do it than to have those talents on Saturday night's main event, not only for Saturday night, but the Saturday nights going into 2026.
Yes. And the Monday nights and the Friday nights. And the monthly Saturday nights.
Yes. At least move up the ones that need to be moved up. Obafemi's. At this point, Ricky Saints. I mean, he's could he need a little bit more polishing? Probably. Nathan Page. Nathan Page is doing an excellent job on NXT. He's the current Triple A mixed tag champion, and then he's the North American champion. I think he's going to beat. I want to say it's. I'm trying to think who was the longest reigning champion. I think Ricochet, but I can't remember. But I think he's on his way to beat that reign. But he needs to be one that moved up. Obviously, Trick needs to been moved up. Trick should have been moved up a long time ago. Trick should have been moved up with Melo.
Absolutely.
But they had to still develop him, let him get that shine, that rub with the title. So I get that. But now it's due time. It's time because his fiance is literally on SmackDown.
In a big program, mind you.
In a big program. And the executives loved her. They loved what she did at Survivor Series. So now that's pushing her. And I at this point, I wouldn't be mad if they win the tag team titles because
I wouldn't either.
They both are excellent women fighters in the ring. Like they're dominant. They look the part. Like I can see them as champions. Like nobody's going to mess with that team.
Absolutely.
And then
Absolutely. Yeah.
that'll help. Naya's doing a great job with her, building her up, and then you can build something off of them two together, just going against each other. So
Yeah. And speaking of a couple of NXT guys who I think are main roster ready, you got that tag team match between AJ Styles and Dragon Lee versus Javon Evans and Leon Slater. The PLE, that deadline PLE that they had this past weekend, Javon Evans and Leon Slater are. I love what they did. I mean, Javon Evans had had a cup of coffee on the main roster, but Leon Slater, my God, that guy is incredible.
and shout out to TNA because I mean you brought it to my attention. They get a TV deal.
Yes.
So I'm definitely going to keep my eyes out for TNA and start trying to like what I've always wanted to watch TNA. I just couldn't get TNA. I mean, because it was
Same.
on
Yeah.
a something. It was on some type of
Yeah.
channel that I don't have and wasn't, to be honest, wasn't gonna pay for. So to be on AMC, that's big. And now I can see you and I can see your talent and I can see what you offer and I can watch Slater more often now. And
Yeah.
like you said, Evans had a cup of coffee in the main roster, but he needs to be pushed to SmackDown because SmackDown needs they need it bad. They need that jolt of energy like him and Trick and anybody else that is on their way up because Cody cannot keep fighting Drew every single PLE. And I get it. He won't be whenever Kevin Owens comes back. And I pray and hope he comes back 130%. But even then,
Mm-hmm.
these guys are getting older. So we need younger talent to get ready, buckle up, and take the reign because eventually 45 and up ain't going to keep carrying it too long. And if you don't
Nope.
have anybody in position to carry the company will falter. So they need to stop babying these guys and let them it's sink or swim. So
Yeah. I mean, just kind of. I forget exactly what Mark Henry said about Javon Evans, but something about he's still well within his window of being a title, but he may not be there yet.
yeah.
And I agree with that because he's so young, number one. Number two is that he's still a little green. I mean, let's be real. But that
I
guy's
mean, but
phenomenal. Yeah,
for him to be doing what he's doing and he's only 22 is
I
ridiculous.
know. It's insane. It's absolutely insane.
Yeah, certain spots he's still kind of like, he's still rusty, but I mean not rusty, but he's still green. But the fact of the matter is not only are we talking about him in the realm of what we're talking about, but for Roman Reigns to sit in the back and watch your match and then sit there and talk to you after the match, that is big. That is Undertaker type status. That is like,
I,
I see you, young blood. I see the potential in you, and I want you to prosper. That's basically what that's basically in the same aspect of what Undertaker did for John Cena when he saw his match.
could not agree more. When a guy on the level of Roman Reigns is going to hang around in the locker room and then find you in the locker room, give you feedback on your match, give you coaching on your match, that's huge. That's absolutely huge.
That's the and then once again, that is the rub we talk about every single week, even with this
Yes.
tournament. That's the rub you need to make us as fans gravitate to you. Because if this guy of this magnitude, the OTC, the tribal chief, the face of the franchise, can sit there and conversate with you and give you nuggets, then that means he sees something in you that we should see too.
Yeah, and a relationship like that's going to continue. Is going to be like, hey, let me get your contact information, and then he may say, he may give you a call after a TV match or something. That's gold right there. That's
Absolutely.
absolute gold.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I think last but not least, we got Bailey and Saul Ruka. There's not a lot of heat behind that match, but honestly, Saul Ruka's ready. She's been ready as far as I'm concerned.
So Ruka is amazing. I remember her earlier days of being So Ruka, and like she came out like the beach chick, this, that, and the third, but then all of a sudden she started getting tattoos and this and that, and kind of getting I wouldn't say edgier, but something about it is different. And the whole injury angle. Now, granted, I don't know if her knee is kind of jacked up a little bit, but the fact that she got it hurt and it came back and then did the slow snatcher on two women at the same time, and just the stuff she does in the ring is so like smooth and like I, I mean kudos. First of all, I know people say this a lot, but kudos to Shawn Michaels because
Yes.
to follow up with what Triple H had with the black gold. The black and gold is his own entity, is unmatched. But I mean, it's chef kiss. Like some of the greatest matches, some of the future Hall of Famers from that era. The Shinsuke's, the Finns, the Samoa Joes, all that, et cetera, et cetera. And then turn around and like, granted, it was some rough matches with the whole NXT 2.0, blah blah blah. But when they got the ship righted and stuff started to hit a little bit more, and you started to build talent like we has been preaching. You started to build the talent up, put them in the right spots, feature them like you need to be featured. Stuff started to hit. So what I want Triple H to do is like, take these guys that Sean has built up and use them. Like you've done it. Obviously, Reels and your products and your babies that you've worked with, but like continue on with that. Why are we changing up? Why are we chasing for the moments? Why are we doing these like slow, slow foreshadowing storylines when you could just start one on the blink of an eye. Just get it going quickly. And it ain't got to be like nothing's ever gonna be bloodline. Nothing is ever gonna touch that storyline. But it needs to be something in that aspect of building it up for maybe a few weeks and then boom, we're right in the thick of things. But like this building up a story, okay, scratch it because that didn't make sense. Or building it up, then we don't even see it for a while and then it comes back. The New Day is prime example. And I'm not even finna get because I know we're trying to
Please
wrap it
don't.
up. But
Yep.
just the New Day is the story that I've painted out for you. That's the number one thing that I am so confused about, and it won't ever be resolved until Big E gets back in the thick of things and get included in that. But I don't think they ever go back to that. So
Nope. Yeah, and that's a shame. And
it
that's a
is
shame. But yeah, because you're just leaving a lot of meat on those bones.
a lot, and then you can even include the Usos in the
Hmm.
storyline. Like as much as these guys intertwine with each other, that'd be so perfect for Big E to come back and like the Usos have a problem with that. The Usos love Big E. They're literally like brothers. And like, hey man, if it wasn't for us, y'all wouldn't have had it wouldn't have been no Kofi Mania. Like we forfeited our chances for you two Nimrods, right? And yes,
Hmm.
Big E was included in that, but Big E rolled for you guys. And y'all gonna do him like that. So now we gotta get his get back for you. Like we gotta get we're gonna get our get back in honor of Big E. And then that's how you do that. That's how we finally get the end cap of that particular storyline.
Yeah, because you're still, that needs to get wrapped up.
It needs to. It's like, and don't get me wrong, New Day is doing the great work in being heels. I mean, like we totally despise them, and that's what we're supposed to do as a heel. But it still don't make no sense because it's like y'all just turned your back on Big E, and that was it. Because he just wasn't coming around to be with you guys because he broke his freaking neck. Like he broke his neck. Like we literally see. It'd have been different if it wasn't on screen, but it was literally in our living room homes, and we saw his neck going away. A neck is not supposed to go.
And he's and it's grateful that he's still walking, but
Thank God.
that needs to be resolved. That needs to be resolved. Well, my guy, it's been another fun episode. I cannot wait to Saturday. I cannot wait to Saturday night. I think it's going to be a fun show. I think there's going to be some drama that we can't see yet. Pun very much intended. And I can't wait to talk about it next week.
Not to hold you up, but I did want to get this on the show.
Talk to me.
In your eyes, no matter what promotion they're in, or even if they're just fully retired, what dream scenario match of John's final match, who do you think John should have wrestled?
Edge, absolutely. That, and obviously Edge is not the same Edge that he was 20 years ago when they were in their program. Neither is John Cena for that matter. But that one last moment of seeing those two staring down each other, I mean, it's like the whole Martin Scorsese meme. It's cinema,
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Because their rivalry was one of it. I mean, if you could put those next to the Rock and Stone Cold, or Triple H and Randy Orton, or just Randy with anybody. I mean,
Flair and Dusty.
Flair and Dusty, yes. Like, yeah. I mean, I can agree with you on that. And to be honest, if I had somebody, I mean, I know his body is busted up, and it would have never happened anyway. But Kurt Angle,
to get that one last ruthless aggression moment,
full circle moment.
Mm-hmm.
What makes you think you can come in this ring and fight me, old man? And then Kurt Angle takes the straps off, puts a mouthpiece in his mouth, and he says those infamous 2 words.
Yeah, sucks when our heroes get old, huh?
And who you telling?
Yeah.
Father Time is undefeated. That's what definitely.
Yeah, Father Time is definitely undefeated, but try telling that to Philip Rivers. Yeah.
Still have some words to say about that, but that's on another podcast. So
there you go.
Definitely not on this podcast because we talk about wrestling. So
there you go. And let's try not to get this get us demonetized here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. All right, my guy. Ready to do it again next week?
Yes, I cannot wait.
All right. Well, been a hell of a fun episode. Great to have our prodigal sister Brandi back with us.
Absolutely.
For my boy Dom, I'm Ryan. It's been another episode of the Wrestling Roundtable podcast. You can follow us on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you can find your podcast. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook. We're still planning to give away that Mick Foley autographed T-shirt once we hit 100 followers on that Facebook page. So go follow us, like us, follow us, leave a comment on our videos. We can't wait to hear from you.
Please.
All right. Until we eat again, for Brandi, who had to go be a mom, for Dom, I'm Ryan. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. And until we eat again, so long for now.
Thank you, guys.